Good morning. I've been reading a little bit about the school of Plato, Aristotle, Plotinus, Proclus, etc. I've also been reading a little bit about ancient metaphysics from India, but mainly I've been listening. Yeah, mainly I've been listening to very wise people on the internet. In the beginning, I felt attracted to metaphysics, but I was blocked by the terminology, by the language. Obviously, my language is not English. In fact, I don't know what's my mother tongue anymore. Um, so a thing that I found but while interpreting the school of Plato and ancient monism from India is that it is very easy to misinterpret that school of thought. It is very easy. If you don't have a philosophical mind, if you don't have a metaphysical mind, and philosophy is magic, yeah. Religion, on the other hand, is sorcery. Religion is all about rituals, mandatory rituals, and mantras, right? Philosophy, on the other hand, is not about mantras or rituals. It's about wisdom. It's about magic. And if you don't have a magical mind, a metaphysical mind, you won't understand anything about the school of Plato. You won't understand anything about ancient Indian monism. And it will be very easy to fall into Gnosticism. It will be very easy to fall into atheism. In fact, that's what happened to the school of Buddhism. They couldn't understand the original text. So they started denying the soul. The original text doesn't teach that. In fact, it teaches the opposite. But since they don't have a magical, metaphysical mind, they interpret it the opposite way. They turn it into a nihilistic, cosmic suicide religion, like Gnosticism, like creationism. Creationism is the basic, it's the misinterpretation of metaphysics. These people don't have a magical mind. So when reading these texts, I was like, it's so easy to fall into that. Now I understand why. It's a misinterpretation. Nothing can be known except for the modality of the knower, meaning each one of us has a different perspective, right? Some will have a perspective of a magician, the perspective of a philosopher, but others who don't have that perspective, they are more into the material realm. They're more materialistic, more atheist. When reading those metaphysical texts, they will understand it their own way, their own funny way, which is nihilist and soul denying. Yeah, Gnosticism, creationism. This aligns with people who can't see the world otherwise. They only see the world as this big bang full of matter, and somehow matter formed humans from cosmic dust, from mud. We've come from the oceans and start crawling on earth. They have these weird theories, and it's all materialistic, and excludes absolutely the soul, you know and they have to hold it in their hands. If they can't hold it, it doesn't exist, you know and that's creationism. These are the types who depict the creator as a statue. You see, they have to depict it as a statue and worship the statue, and they also worship their god actually walk the earth, because he's a god of materialism, so he also had to be a person, and you were created in this image, in his image, right? That's how they see things. And Then they have these crazy stories about being reborn from the dead and ascending into the heavens, and now their God lives in the clouds looking at you with a pair of magnifying glasses, spying on you practically. It's this spiral, this weird spiral, and I was reading, and I was like, oh, this is so easily misinterpreted, man. Now I understand the origin of Gnosticism, the origin of the Abrahamics, the origin of the Big Bang. It's the same club, you know. They are all materialists, creationists. On the other hand, the school of Plato and Sake, como é que ele se chama? How was it called? Sake, the Scythian sage, which later in the 16th century was called Buddha. It's not Buddha. Buddha is a spiritual, appellation. It's not a person. But they didn't believe in creationism, in first cause or first sin or primal sin or whatever it's called. They didn't believe in those things at all. There's no first cause. There's no creationism. What there is, also, funny enough, in magnetism, it's emanationism. Things emanate from the principles and the attributes. They emanate. Nothing is creating anything. There's no creator. There's no first cause. Yeah? And that is very, very hard for some people to understand. But anyway. It's like a grimoire. What is a grimoire? Das Kapital is a grimoire. The Bible is a grimoire. The texts of the Scythian sage, also known as Buddha, is also a grimoire. It depends on the modality of the knower. It depends on their perspective. What are their values? How do they know things? Do they know things intuitively, or do they have to know things counting and measuring them? Right? There are other ways of knowing. I just can't remember these two right now. But those are the main ones. Intuitive reasoning, that's what most people doesn't have. You don't require intelligence to be intuitive, to use reason, facts, logic, and wisdom. You don't need to be smart. So anyway, have a nice day.